Yes.
Hi everyone, welcome once again to the Digital Spotlight podcast. I'm your co-host Alexa Peralta, Director of the E-Governance and Digitalization Unit. I'm a digital champion, I'm a passionate Belizean like you, and I'm also part of a creative, innovative, and agile team who's trying to drive change for you. And today I'm joined once back again with Erwin. Erwin, how have you been?
I've been great. Thank you for asking. It's good to be back. It's been a week.
Glad to have you back too.
Thank you. The honor's all yours. No, but it's been impactful. Real in the aspect of these are the issues that exist now. They're not the future. Digitalization is
This
not
is
the
our
future.
reality.
Exactly, it is
Right.
now. So it's happening now and impactful because these are going to be the services that my generation and everyone else's generation will have to use. Not well again in the now, but also in
But
the future.
also in the future.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the agenda touches on a large, holistic view in terms of progress for Belize. So someone asked me the other day, how is this all going to work? Who are the players who are pushing this? Is it just the government? Is it just the people? How is this going to work?
I mean, some of our projects we directly engage with the NGO community in various, those that operate in various areas in the country. We even partner with international organizations, regional organizations. We're part of a global network, if you think about it. We're connected globally because what we're doing is, while it's unique to the Belizean context, let's say we can call it that, we're getting it from an international recipe, just like when you're baking or cooking, you find a recipe, you like it, but you need to mix it up for your local taste. Likewise, we're doing the same.
Coconut milk.
Right, exactly. So that digital agenda has a little, coconut milk taste in there to make sure it addresses Belizean context. Right.
All right, I get you.
But it stems from that global, international recipe and context. So partnerships, definitely role of partners, building that cooperation mechanism, building that community will benefit the people. Partnerships are strongly dependent on what the project is trying to achieve. If the project is, the impact that we're trying to create, for example, is having maybe more women in ICT, then we need to have someone from the women's department to be part of the conversation, because they are actually the front line who understands the people and understands the actual target group. If it's rural areas, then we need to have at the table the Ministry of Rural Transformation, so that they can help us understand what's the realities in the rural communities across Belize, and how do we design.
I'm so glad that you're explaining all this to me, because again, I could not personally answer this question that was brought up to me on the street. So getting it directly from the source, from the experts, it really explains a lot. And so with that, thank you guys so much for paying attention to this segment.
So we'll hear personally from Mr. Ian King. He's the Deputy Resident Representative from the UNDP Belize office, and we'll get to hear how the partnership between our unit,
so we're getting a testimony.
Yes, we are. We're getting first-hand experience in how partnerships is going to help to drive the change in Belize. So stay tuned. It's certainly going to be an interesting conversation between me and Mr. Ian King. Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And today we have a very special guest, Mr. Ian King, Deputy Resident Representative for the UNDP in Belize. I'm happy that you're here with me, and how are you?
I'm fine, great on this Friday morning. Thank you for having me and having UNDP on your program.
So, Mr. King, it's been 40 years of great work and partnership between the government of Belize and the UNDP. We've, even with us now being a new partner with the UNDP, I think it's great for us to kind of highlight from your perspective, what has it been for the last 40 years? What has been the level of impact, the changes that you've been able to help us to really drive for our citizens?
I know my colleagues back are going to say, Ian, you forgot a few things, but obviously working with your unit in terms of addressing the whole issue of digitization, how can we ensure that as we are in this century, that we access those tools to ensure Belizeans have access to the services of government. Partnerships, of course, working with various agencies, Ministry of, strong relationships with the Ministry of Sustainable Development, with the ministry. Sometimes I get a little tired with your ministry, with the long name, logistics, utilities.
Don't worry,
energy,
you're not the only
e-governance.
one.
I know. Working with others, human development, home affairs, and others. But in addition to working with government agencies and ministries, we also work with CSOs.
I did need to highlight one thing, as you said earlier, that maybe your colleagues were gonna tell you forgot one thing, but actually I'm gonna
Several.
say, you definitely would want to mention the level of support that you're also providing to us as it relates to strengthening the vital statistics unit. It is most definitely one of the critical services for all Belizeans and for human development, because it really takes us back to a person's right to an identity, and I
Sure.
think that's our fundamental right.
Those things are critical. I haven't even spent too much time in terms of the marine environment and the work there in terms of supporting the monitoring processes and so forth, which again inherently has to involve tools that
Correct.
we talk about. So if
It
I would,
sounds like there's a lot that we
there's a
can
lot.
expect.
My closing message would be, look, we are in this space not to be in this space. We're in this space because it is absolutely vital if we're going to realize the Sustainable Development Goals, if we're going to realize sustainable human development,
Correct.
that we use these tools so that Belizeans can enjoy their country, they can realize their personal and national goals in a sustainable fashion. I haven't even talked about electric vehicles and e-mobility and so on, but again, further technological advances that we want to support. We are supporting here in Belize, but I think the message will be these are tools that really are fundamentally supporting what the National Development Goals are.
No, and I mean, like you said, you're in this space, and I must say I can't thank you enough, really and truly, for the great work that the UNDP has done in Belize, but your team, and in helping us to even be able to create and bridge those partnerships with all UN partners.
Sure.
In this global context, in being able to move forward, issues, like you said, of citizen security, gender disparity, and even gender-based violence. So there's so much that has been achieved, and I'm 100% certain that there's going to be so much more through the partnership with the UNDP. So once again, we thank you for the 40 years of commitment to Belize's national development goals, and we welcome the continuous partnership and the opportunity to continue this dialogue and continue moving forward Belize's human development. So thank you so much, Mr. King, for being here today with us, for having this conversation so that we can understand a little bit more about the UNDP and the importance of partnership if we want to make sure that we're improving Belizeans' livelihood and that we're really being able to achieve that national development goal. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm certain this is not going to be the last dialogue that we're going to have, and we're going to certainly hope to be able to have much more conversations with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
And welcome back. We hope you enjoyed a very interesting video that Ms. Alexa had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Ian King from
Yep.
the UNDP.
We've only, I would say, maybe have like a 1-year partnership relationship, and in that 1 year, we've really been able to do a lot with their support. They were the major partner as it relates to the digital government bill that you might have heard me discussing with Stephanie, and how that was or is literally a key pioneer project that we've done in leading us forward in the region. So they have really helped to elevate the work that we're doing with the National Digital Agenda, but at the same time, helped us to ensure that the digital agenda is creating impact at a sustainable development level, that we're also ensuring that we're targeting issues like the digital gender divide and how do we address that. And because the UNDP is so globally connected, it also allows us to
By extension,
access many expertise from technical experts that we might not readily have access to.
Or would you say
in-
could afford to?
Yes,
Yeah.
most definitely,
could have,
most
yeah.
definitely. So they've been a key partner in helping us to drive a lot of our projects forward. And it's not just with our unit. The UNDP has been a strong partner to the government of Belize in executing many various projects across government. We are just, I guess they would call us like the new partner in their rosters of partners that they've built across government.
But one that already has a strong working relationship
Yes,
within existence.
definitely.
Yeah, because the unit itself is new. The unit has just been in existence for around 2 years.
Like around a year and a half.
And all of this has been achieved, and all of this is being pushed in really less than a year
Yes.
from the creation of the agenda.
And that's because of the strong
Partnerships,
partnerships we've
definitely.
built and the cooperations that we've done across government, but even, it's many international agencies and the UNDP being one of the strongest partners that we have. But we've created partnerships with other entities, for example, with the government of Taiwan. They're also
Oh,
a big
okay.
supporter to us in the topics of digital inclusion.
What other partners locally does the government work with to get get the agenda going?
We've like I said, we've always wanted to, or we are creating that network of partners. So we have a strong partnership even with the OAS Trust for Americas. They work extensively in the areas of youth development, youth entrepreneurship. They launched ADIA Innovation Lab, and in that project, they're providing support for youth entrepreneurship through trainings. While the original focus was in Belize City, inner city, what we're doing is that with that partnership with them, that now we're getting the opportunity to move those partnerships, the availability of those trainings outside of inner cities, but now going in the rural areas and combining it with the work that we're doing with the UNDP, with the government of Taiwan as it relates to having telecenters, the digital connect centers. So we're connecting the efforts of our partners.
So and by extension, connecting them.
Yes,
So you
and
are
we're
the
connecting
bridge.
them.
Everyone
Right,
connects
we're
through
the
you.
bridge that's creating that connection and maximizing the impact.
Yeah, because everyone has their individual strengths,
Yes.
and everyone is utilizing their individual strengths in a way that's gonna benefit their goal achievement. But everyone
Yes.
has the same goal achievement. Everyone wants to bridge the digital divide here in Belize, attain sustainability and attain human development.
And everybody wants to be inclusive. We all have the shared vision, the shared goals, but it's just about how do we create that bridge between each other so that the client, the target individual, which is the communities, benefit the most.
All of it.
And I think that's the key part here, and that's why it's important to have that conversation. Likewise, we're doing the same thing with Humana People for People. We've been great partners with them from the very beginning to having conversations in how do we take the projects that are highlighted in the digital agenda closer to home, closer to the people at the community level. How do we ensure that what we're delivering, these digital skills, boot camps and trainings are really tailored for the community? So they're helping us a lot in understanding the community context, and they themselves have already executed
they already are
community
in the
hubs.
community, right?
Yes, they're already in
Okay.
community hubs in the south. They already have piloted these telecenters, which is what we're designing in collaboration with them and other partners at a national scale. So we're actually also learning from them.
So you have
and what
something to
they've
work
done.
with already. You
Yes,
have something to build
yes,
on,
exactly.
a foundation to build on.
Right.
And by extension, assist them in the project that they already started.
Yes, and also
win-win.
helping them to expand their reach.
Okay, because they're based mostly in the south right now.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. But with the national program, then of course we're going nationally across all communities. So it also helps us as a unit to move faster, because if we, what they always say, learn from other people's mistakes. Same thing applies. If we can learn from our partners in what doesn't work, what works, then we can move faster.
You save time, you save
We save
money,
time,
you save
resources,
effort, everything.
and the person who benefits the most
Are
is
the people.
Is the people.
Yeah, you get your services faster, you get
Right.
your centers faster, you get your access faster.
Exactly. And that's really why it's important to have partners. Like it's, that's why all of this communication, all of these talks are so very important. Yeah.
And this is why it's actually good that you're mentioning that you partner, because I'm sure there's people out there watching who want to partner with the government, who want to reach out, but they don't have an avenue. So now they know. You can reach out to Ms. Alexa
Yes.
Peralta, the director of the e-governance and digitalization unit. I'm sure they're always open to new partnerships.
Oh, 100%. Definitely, we're always open.
Yeah.
Connect with us. Let us know. Share with us, engage with us. What are some of the ideas you have to try to drive that digital transformation going forward?
Yeah.
So we're open, and that's really what it is. Let's create those connections. So
Because at the end of the day, someone out there, one of you, might have an idea that could be so beneficial that
exactly.
stakeholders have not thought about as yet.
Exactly. As we said earlier, two heads are always better than one.
Definitely.
Right. So, Erwin, we know the drill, right? We'll ask you to stay tuned as we present to you another feature video, always all about just creating that learn, share, and engage for you. Stay tuned, and we'll come back. Hi everyone, I'm Alexa Peralta, the Director of the E-Governance and Digitalization Unit, and I'm here to tell you about Belize's first National Digital Agenda 2022-2025, Towards a Digital Belize. The National Digital Agenda represents our collective vision to transform our country into a digital nation. It is an integrated transformation and modernization plan for the next 4 years to address key areas from digital infrastructure and connectivity to inclusion, open government, innovation, and cybersecurity. It is our unified vision to build trust in government services by providing reliable, inclusive, safe, and efficient digital solutions for citizens, businesses, and employees. This plan of action will enable the government to enter a period of rapid and disruptive transformation to improve service delivery, strengthen governance, and create public value. The digital agenda aims to achieve 3 high-level strategic goals. 1. Transforming the way government operates. 2. Developing a digital culture and society. And 3. Building the foundation for future digital transformation. How will we achieve this? The digital agenda is built on 3 main pillars. 1. ICT and technology enablers. 2. Digital government. And 3. Digitalization for recovery. These pillars have a set of programs for the next 4 years, which will contribute to achieve the 3 high-level strategic goals. Under the ICT and Technology Enablers pillar, we will focus on expanding connectivity in Belize, improving digital infrastructure, implementing an e-services portal, strengthening national data centers, and driving digital inclusion. Under the digital government pillar, we will focus on improving the regulatory environment, simplifying services, implementing a national identity, digitalizing the civil registry, developing open government platforms, implementing the cybersecurity strategy, and building capacity. Under the digitalization for recovery pillar, we will focus on improving digital literacy for all, implementing the national innovation strategy, supporting business innovation, achieving teleeducation and digital health, and supporting the transformation of the tourism and agriculture sector. The National Digital Agenda is an actionable plan to bring forth a more citizen-centric government and create public value. It is dependent on a strong partnership and collaboration amongst government, citizens, development partners, and industry, all working together to deliver the plan's vision. Together, we will achieve the country's transformation.
welcome back. I'm sure you guys enjoyed that short video. And Mr. Alexa, these videos are always very thought-provoking, and they also bring up very important points, especially the points that we discuss in this video and every other video episode beyond this.
And I think even beyond that, you know, I certainly hope, as you said, that the feature videos are thought-provoking, that it brings up more questions,
Yes.
but it also brings up new ideas.
Definitely.
Because that's what we need to keep going, right? We need to find new innovative ideas and opportunities, and then start to build that linkage with our partners so that we can begin to execute them, and do so in a more impactful way, in a more effective way, but also in a more rapid manner, so
Exactly.
that, you know, the citizens
That
can feel
matches
those.
the speed of the
Yes,
technological advancements and
and matches also the need of the citizens, you know, because these needs are immediate. So we need to find a way to address them at the same time.
You know what I'm excited about talking about partnerships is the fact that Belize is leading the way in the region in terms of this implementation of, first of all, strategic plans, and second of all, the legislative framework needed to advance this. Is the fact that in the future, hopefully in the near future, the Belize itself will be a strategic partner for others in the region who are just about to start to implement their own strategic digitalization plan for their country.
No, and I certainly love that take on it. You know, we've had a lot of discussions about how we're partnering and benefiting from our partners. But I love your take about, okay, how does Belize then become a partner and a leader in this new arena? Well,
I'm
new
excited.
more in the region, but not necessarily new globally. But how do we leverage our experiences, some of the best practices that we've adopted and we've also created, and how do we also provide that support to other nations who are also trying to move as quickly as we are?
Of course, yeah, and I'm excited to see the same way we took this recipe from outside, that someone else is going to come along and take the Belizean recipe and mix it up on their own.
Exactly. The National Digital Agenda was developed in support with the Inter-American Development Bank.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, we've created partnerships from the very inception of what digital government is going to look like. And that's what's important.
And you've set the stage for everyone else to follow behind you in the region.
Yes.
And you're always willing to help. So, next week, what would be the topic for next week? If you wanna tease it.
Well, next week we're discussing, are we ready?
Ooh, so we discussed.
A heavy question,
Yes,
right?
yes. So we've discussed the partners. We've discussed everything that
The challenges that we might face on what is digital transformation. Now we need to discuss, are we ready?
So I'm sure you guys are going to want to stay tuned to see the final answer. We are ready. After everything we discussed, we are in the zone. We are ready to move forward. So I trust you guys to like, subscribe, hit that comment button and everything in between that YouTubers say.
Yes, exactly. So we'll see you next week, and we'll see you with Stephanie as we have that very important and critical conversation.
Definitely. So, catch you guys next week. Take care.
It is a wonder I get through at all. Doing government business, big or small. The lines are long, I'm waiting there. The process is a nightmare. So the government is making changes, so it's easier with online forms going paperless to handle your requests. And this is gonna change the way it is, a modern way to change the way we live, upgrading all the systems we have to make your life better. Better cyber security and even better connectivity. The promotion of the transformation to the future for me, making a digital Belize in the always changing industry technologies. But we see progress in all the communities. We need the digital spotlight to want a digital Belize.